Hi, my name's Lee and welcome to Committed to Carp Bedtime Stories, your carp fishing, carp angling channel for everything that's carpy. I'm currently back out at Norton Disney fishing on Turner's Lake for the next 72 hours. Now a few days ago I came up with an idea for this session. The idea was I'm going to fish 3 different tactics for the 3 rods that I'm using. On the left rod I'm going to be using a Zig setup. On the middle rod, I'm going in with a bottom bait and a big spread of bait. And on the right hand side rod, I'm just flicking around a single hook bait on its own. And the idea was to see which of those tactics, which of those methods can produce me the most carp, if any at all, because Norton Disney can be a tricky complex. Anyway, with that being said, let's take a quick look at how the session started yesterday. Okay, I've just arrived at Norton Disney and I've got the bivvy up and it's absolutely smashing it down. I don't think I'll be getting the rods out anytime soon or finding any spots. It's been about 35-40 minutes and it's not getting any better. In fact, it's getting worse. So it looks like I really am going to be sitting it out for quite a bit until this eases off. I've had to close the bivvy door. Man, it's absolutely smashing it down. I've got a lovely big puddle forming inside the bivvy and everything is soaking wet. Not the best start to my session at all. Okay, it eventually stopped raining. It's now 3 hours later and I've currently moved pegs. I'm now in peg 3, still on Turner's Lake. The reason I moved pegs is because peg 1 now looks like a swimming pool and I've got truffle with me and I don't want her jumping on and off the bed chair, soaking the sleeping bag. After moving out of peg 1 into peg 3 and getting set up, finding 3 spots, the day has completely melted away, to be honest. There's a lot of carp showing and I think the first rod that might do a bite could possibly be the Zig, but let's see. Well, nothing transpired yesterday and a very quiet night on the rods. Carp were showing up until about 12, half past 12 last night, and then it just went completely dead. Give all 3 rods a recast this morning. Left rod on the Zig at 11 foot, middle rod, bottom bait over a spread of bait, and the right hand side rod just fishing a single. Let's see if one of those rods go off. Some you win, some you lose. Just had my first run on a Zig at 11 foot, an adjustable Zig set at 11 foot. And yeah, come off, gutting. Quiet night other than that. So I've got that Zig back out and the other 2 rods are on bottom baits on krill wafters. So let's see what happens in the next few hours. Not very happy at how wet everything is still after yesterday's miserable start to the session, but onwards and upwards. The Zig I had the run on was a red and black, like I say, on an adjustable setup at 11 foot. So get that back out and see if we can catch another. A few hours have passed by and I was moaning about how miserable I was because how wet everything was, but I've had another run on the bottom bait and yeah, it looks like a nice carp. I'm not saying it's a big carp, it looks like a nice carp. Lovely scale pattern. And there we go, second run of the session. Lost one on a Zig, as I mentioned this morning. This lovely carp, 18 pound, taken on a bottom bait, a krill, gumball wafty, probably about 12.5 wraps out. Lots of carp showing there since I arrived yesterday, and I was expecting another run, so chuffed a bit to get this one on the bank. Let's get it back though and see if we can catch another. Happy days. So the second run of the session and first carp landed was taken on a sticky krill dumbbell wafter using a German rig, and that's on the right hand side rod, just a single hook bait. Epic. Just recast the right rod down the right margin, about 3 rod lengths off the margin, and result, carp in the net. Let's take a look. Lovely. Maybe this one will go 20. Put up a real good fight. Ran a mile with it being out the margin. Hey. Right hand. Ooh. Can't be good. Right hand side margin rod. 19.5 pound. He's chunky and he's heavy, but I think he's milking out, and the carp in this lake are going to be spawning again. Well, let's get this one back though and see if we can nick another. Nice. So out of the tactics I'm using on this session, I've had a run on a Zig that I didn't land and 2 runs on a single hook bait. That's interesting. Nothing on the baited spot as of yet. Carp I just had was from down the right hand side margin, about 12 foot off the bank. Real result. Would appear that truffle wants to be playing with Scabby Fox. Bring in Scabby Fox. Good girl. Come on then. Good girl. Yes. And after that, time for a toasty. Hunter's chicken and cheese. And while I have my toasty, Truffle's having her dinner too. Now there hasn't been any action on the middle rod, which is the heavily baited spot. It's about 15.5 wraps. The mix I'm putting out in the spawn is very simple. 6mm Norton Disney house pallets and 10mm South freezer range boilies. Well, the wind's picked right up, smashing down into peg 1, which is where I originally started. But lots of carp showing all over the lake. Quite a few shows in front of me. So it is looking good for another bite. Maybe that Zig rod will go off again. Typical. Gone forget me food. Yeah, I'm having cheeseburgers for tea. And this one, straight out of the sleeping bag after being asleep for about an hour. Yeah. Cheeseburgers. Cheeseburgers for tea. I know. You can't have none though, can you? Yeah, you'd like a cheeseburger. Good girl. Go on, back off while I get cooking tea. Truffle just keeping a close eye on the burger that we don't burn it. We don't want burnt burgers, do we? No, don't want burnt burgers. You can have a bit of cheese though. Want some cheese? Cheese, give me some cheese. Yeah, you woke up for the food, didn't you? Mega windy last night. I think probably 30-35 mile an hour gusts coming through, and yes, the alarms were going off. Even though I turned the sensitivity right down, they were doing me head in. So it's about 3 o'clock this morning. I reeled all 3 rods in just for grab, a couple of hours kip. The rods are back out on the spot again. Today's a new day. Let's see what happens. Just taken Truffle for a morning walk. She's absolutely done in, so I've had to pop her back on charge. I thought I'd have one of my cherry bakewells, and yes, there's an obvious problem with them. They covered in ants. As I took them out of the pack, the load ran off. Do you eat them, or do you not? Could you just blow them off and have a munch? Like running for the lives, because maybe I'm gonna eat you. Let's see. I've had a serious chat with Truffle about should I eat this bakewell, and yeah, it's only a few ants in. I had a close inspection. You seem okay. Anyway, let's see if we can catch a carp. Yeah, see if we can catch a carp. So as you can see, a total change in the weather conditions since I got here, and yeah, the scores on the door so far are 1 run on a Zig that I lost, and 2 runs on a bottom bait, just a single hook bait that I'm flicking around. 2 carp landed on that rig. Very interesting that the heavily baited spot has not done a single bite or a bleep at all. Don't know really what make about that. A lot of people turn up at Norton Disney, or most complexes. The first thing they do is seem to reach for the spom rod. Maybe that's not a good idea at all. Let me know what your approach to your sessions are down in the comments below. Anyway, been adjusting the Zig all throughout the day because the weather's got a lot nicer. Changed the colours of the Zig several times, working the depths, but nothing has happened at all. Let's see what happens going into tonight. Just before that big ball of sunshine goes down, there is something that I want to show you. My daughter was wondering what get me for Father's Day, and I suggested that she gets this, a solar powered light. It was 10 quid from Amazon, absolute bargain. And when you come flying out the bivvy in the middle of the night, boom, because it's got a little motion sensor on it, the light comes on automatically. And this saves you faffing around trying to grab your head torch, and you can see very clearly what's going on. No problems at all, and it doesn't stay on forever. As long as you're moving around, the light will stay on, but as soon as you go back in the bivvy and you're not moving about, it goes off, just like this. Another night passed by, no action on the rods. Plenty carp showing out there though still, they just don't seem to be feeding. Now, the spot that I've been fishing with the baited area is at 17.5 wraps towards the life buoy that you can just see on the far bank. Now, my mate Dan was fishing in this peg before me. He did 48 hours and managed to have 3 carp off that spot. So basically I've continued to fish the spot where Dan was fishing, but no result at all. Completely blanked on that heavy baited spot. Very strange. I think it's pretty safe to say that the winning tactic out of the 3 I've used on this session was definitely a single hook bait just fired around the lake showing carp. My name's Lee, thanks for watching, committed to carp, bedtime stories. I'll catch you next time.